When you're bad at math, every number is 4.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian, and today I'm playing Ojer Axonil, Deepest Might. This is a new mono-red commander from Lost Caverns Vexland, and this god cares about burn. Whenever you deal non-combat damage to an opponent, you increase the amount of that damage to Axonil's power, assuming it isn't more than Axonil's power. This means that if you're dealing 1 damage, suddenly you're dealing 4 damage. You turn your itty-bitty pings from Spike Field Hazard, Spear, Spewer, and your shocks, like Pillar of Flame and actual factual shock, into big, nasty turbo bolts, dealing 4 damage at a time directly to your opponent. That means that they're going to die quickly, but you can actually increase your commander's power to deal even more damage. I don't have that many things that do that in this deck, but I do have Heraldic Banner, increases that power, Sword of Fire and Ice in Forge and Frontier, and Ironcrag in its transformed form, Everflame Hero's Legacy. All of these things can increase Axonil's damage just as an attacker too, because this deck has got some beats in it. We're playing mono red, so we should play good mono red stuff. It's not all burn, but you know, a lot of it is repeatable burn. We even have some cool things that trigger on casting spells, like Urabrask and Defiler of Instinct, and cards like Hellrider, which are triggering on your creatures attacking in. For the most part, a lot of our damage sources are instants and sorceries, because that makes sense, but we also have, like, just increasing that damage. We have battles that burn. We have things that let you tap your creatures to burn. We've got things that tap to kill and can be untapped when you cast an instant or sorcery. We also have a couple things that trigger off of casting just, you know, non-creature spells. It's even easier. Also, as a bonus, if our commander happens to die, he is removed from play and then comes back as the Temple of Power, which means you can use it to do a little bit more burn or just flip it back over. Sometimes you will want to move your commander back to the command zone, but there's a lot of things in this deck that can deal for burn in order to flip it back. It's pretty nice. I feel that there's another version of this deck, by the way, that's slightly more control-oriented and less based on pings, trying to like do a combo kill, like, oh, I'm going to get Axonil out, and as long as he's not countered, then I ping, 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 and win the game. That's not what this deck is doing. This deck is looking to set up early, get down the commander, and then keep just laying on those punches with really sweet cards, including a whole bunch of Chandras and a card that goes, honestly, nuts. Chandra's Incinerator. You're already doing tons of non-combat damage. Let's turn that non-combat damage and burn right back onto those creatures. I think you guys are going to love the way that Ojer Axonil plays, so we're going to take it into the queue, and we're going to burn our opponents to crispy little bacon bits. We're playing against another person from my channel. This is Benjamin the Monarch, or just the Monarch. Playing Clothis, God of Destiny. Gruul. Oftentimes Gruul people who hate counterspells, because Clothis is great at sitting on the back line and letting you get some value while your stuff sticks around. So remember how I said hates counterspells? Allosaurus Shepherd says no counterspells. Well, no worries here. I'm a mono red deck. You can just exile stuff out of my graveyard, do some burn, do some ramp. I guess we'll just chill and vibe. Invasion of Tarkir, Roiling Vortex. I think I'll start with this Roiling Vortex. Not that I think they'll be casting many things for free, but just to start getting a clock out. And maybe in the future, reducing the cost of my Chandra's Incinerator. That's some good ramp. I take 1. We'll throw down Urgy. Urgy who floats the mana. 1, 2, 3, 4 mana here. And a Molten Impact. Okay. Next instant or sorcery that gets cast is going to deal 1 damage. Wait, this will only discount on their turn. Aw, you don't get turbo discounted. Clothis not quite animated yet. Needs 1 more devotion. That'll play the Defiler of Instinct to block anything that's not her, hopefully. As we take some damage. And they heal up! There's enough mana to turn these into 5/5s, which is bigger than 4/4. I'm not blocking. Remember how I said hates counterspells? Hates counterspells. Another can't be hit kind of thing here. Let's see. What do I want? How much life am I willing to pay? 4. 4 life. Taking out that Allosaurus Shepherd off the Defiler's ping. And I can either go for damage to face or damage on little dudes. Face. Face is the place. I got 2 damage. I could hit that Ornithopter. Or I could hit face. Oh, look at that. A Defiler. More damage. Oh, crap. I cast that for free. I may have just burned myself there because I did not pay mana. Phyrexian mana? Not technically mana here. Because this wasn't actually Phyrexian mana. It showed it as Phyrexian mana. But it's not what it was. Alright, 4 damage will hit you, Llanowar Loam Speaker. Thank you, Roiling Vortex. It's fine. It's fine! Cultist only deals 2 damage. Did I have fun playing with Aethelstan yesterday? I did! And did you see how well we did? We got 2nd place in the Twitch Rivals tournament. I lost to Jim Davis in the finals, but, like, there's no shame in losing to Jim Davis. Did you know he's really good at Magic? I almost won, though. I think I got him to 2 life. And then he started gaining life. He top-decked life gain. Stabilized, won the game. Otherwise, I would have won. Thinking... do you have a shock for my face? Oh, I got him to 1, not 2. I got him to 1 life. Ooh, Invasion of Ikoria. X equals 3. What thing for 3 is happening? I'm like trying to think what could come out. There's definitely some things that could help Klothys attack. Topiary Stomper gets a land. We can block Klothys though because the Incinerator's a 6/6. This is going to deal 1 to me. Ow. But I think we've just got the game in the bag here. Let's start with you, Sunshot Militia. Ping face. Sure. Incinerator with Axonil is amazing, by the way. And a Virtue of Courage. Could also attack in. Now we burn. Good game. Emoti, Celebrant of Bounty. Simic ramp that turns into Cascade when you cast big spells. You know, like Eldrazi and Coma, and other things that cost 6 or more. There's a lot of powerful ones. So I'd love to wait with this Voldaren Epic here to get extra value out of Axonil, but I want to be pretty aggressive against this person. And that's what I'm going to do. We're going to get down the Epic here, then we're going to go for the Steamkin. This will get bigger as I cast more red spells. Speaking of red spells, how about the Witty Roastmaster? Turn those creatures entering the battlefield into more damage. But since I didn't get a land here, instead, I'm going to use this blood. I'm going to drop Inferno Titan. Sorry, buddy! Should have played that Field of Ruin first. Rahilda! Swing in to getting 1 damage. The reason I should have done the Field of Ruin first is to use the colorless mana, because I didn't get a colored land, which I didn't. So I could double cast off of the Runaway Steamkin. Migration Path. Alright, so they've ramped. They can cast their commander. Nice. A land. I like getting a land. I think I'm going to go for attacking first. I have to decide, though, if I want Axonil out this turn Or if I'm expecting like a River's Rebuke or something for next turn. I'm going to play Spearer to increase this damage. Then Kessig Flame Breather. Bring that up to 4. Swinging in. Stealing. That is a pretty great henge. And here comes Axonil. I have a board. A big board. With 7 mana, things could get bounced back, but looks like 5 mana is going right into a Modi into the north. Gives them 2 mana and this 3rd land that's going to be coming in tapped. Being asked, do I have a favorite bad deck? I know it's bad, but I keep playing it because it's my style. Yes, I have multiple decks that are very bad. 4 damage to them, 1 damage to me. The Witty Roast Master's coming out. He's going to make a joke or two. We're going to swing in with all these little friends here. Oh yeah, we still have that henge. Storm the Festival. Going down to 2. And Turntimber Symbiosis. They're going to get something kind of at random. And what they got actually is something that gains them life. 3 life and draws a card on enter the battlefield. Lets them put an extra land into play. There's a land. It was a snow-covered island. 2 snow-covered islands. Oh, that was just off the Cascade. The actual thing they got was Titan of Industry. They gain another 5 life, and they get a Weave Rhino. Assuming they block, and block. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not enough. I'm just going to swing in with Rahilda here. I know it's awkward that we haven't gotten another creature. But this will help. We've attacked with a werewolf. So we can cast the greatest henge you've ever seen. That deals another 4 damage to their face. Thank you, Kessig Flame Breather. Thank you, Kessig Flame Breather. Hullbreaker Horror. It's going to Cascade and leave them with 2 mana left. Ooh, make that 3 mana because they're also getting a Mind Stone. Now when they cast something, they can bounce either a permanent on the battlefield or on the stack. Gonna grab that henge back? Okay, so they're taking their henge back. Zoramon, they give it a 33-month resub. We sheeshin'? Sheesh. So anyway, stop blasting. What a way to go. GG Emoti. Our opponent will be gaining life as we deal damage to them with Shana Purifying Blade. Now, Shana is actually card draw that rewards you for gaining life. But that's not how this deck is usually played. Occasionally it's life gain. A lot more frequently, this is actually just Bant control. You want to see some Teferis? You want to see some Tamios? Well, we might be seeing some of those. But they did start with a creature that gains life, so maybe, just maybe, it's actually a life gain deck. Maybe. Arcane Signet, they're ramping. Ooh, and a sword. Look at that! That's some life gain. Play this Runaway Steamkin. They can gain a life off that. I know, life gain, the enemy of mono red. Look at them actually gaining life, though, in what should be a life gain deck. This comes into play tapped. This is a really nice new creature land. This is one that flies and makes a map. Would you like to play your commander? They didn't choose to play their commander. Then I won't kill your Soul Warden. Yet. I assume this is going to get countered. Hey, maybe they're killing something? Oh, they're putting my Steamkin back in hand. Oh, okay. They want to undo my, I don't know if I want to call this ramp. It's ramp of a sort. It's like fuel. I wish I had an emote that's just like, thumbs up. I dig what you're doing. I don't have one of those. Is Burgie ramp? She helps you storm. But she doesn't let you cast one big spell. Like a battery? It's a capacitor, yeah. Nice! Since they gained a life, they can draw a card at the end of their turn. If they pay the 1. Now they've gained 2 life, but they only have 1 mana, so still paying the 1. Let's get this Steamkin out. We'll see how deep we can go this turn. Want to kill you first. It turns out as the exact same amount of burn, which is funny. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Get out of here, you ding-dang life gain engine. Okay, because otherwise they would have gained the life off that. That seems pretty solid. I'm going to offer them a trade of Hamburger for Shana. Would you like any hamburger? No? Okay, that's cool. If they want to, they can trade with that Steamkin, so they don't get to draw as many cards. I know, I'm kind of turning off some of my engine here. I think it's worth it. And Shana returns! They can pay 1 to draw a card, since they did gain 3 life, or do this. Making my life real difficult out here. I kind of like the idea of having the Roastmaster out for Axonil next turn. I don't think I need 2 pingers, since I don't have much to trigger it. Yeah, get him. So many little rampers. So many teeny tiny rampoids. Okay, Shana. Throw down a threat. More mana dorks. What are you ramping into? We need to know. Should we fear? We should probably fear it. I'll deal some damage, though. We're gonna try and cast our commander here. Ojer Axonil is now on the battlefield, triggering the Bitty Roastmaster and dealing 4 damage directly to our opponents. Love that for us. Don't have anything to follow up with here, though. But next turn? Oh my gosh, we can ride! Assuming our creatures are still on the battlefield, this doesn't get countered, and we're still able to attack. Ooh, Restless Anchorage can swing in. That'll get them a map token and 2 damage to my face. Cracking that map. You have tons of creatures. What's on top of your deck? They explore, and it's an innkeeper. It does gain life. they don't want it. They want something bigger and scarier. And I love that for them. Here's a Hell Rider. You can also play this Archer for an extra ping from the Witty Roast Master. But this is about to be a powerful attack. A very powerful attack. So we deal 8 damage off just these 2 creatures entering the battlefield. Now when Hell Rider has us and our little buddies swinging in, before they can even declare blockers, each of these is dealing 1 damage. You know, 1. But 1 is 4. So we win. Good game, Shana. Happy to see you actually being a life gain deck. Jetmir, Nexus of Revels, like a Craterhoof behemoth in the command zone. And a pretty tough dude to contest with, because Jetmir is able to give a really big buff to all your creatures just by being out on the battlefield. But it's depending on the number of creatures you have. If you have 3 creatures, +1/+0 Vigilance. On top of that, if you have 6, an additional +1/+0 and Trample. Yikes, that's a lot. And, you know, if that wasn't enough, you also can get some Double Strike. I actually do really want to land on top. We're going to keep that there. Thank you so much, Dragon's Rage Channeler, for that Surveil on non-creature cast. Just a helpful little lady, aren't you? A helpful little lazy. Oh, the PDF! Poison Dart Frog! My god. This is gonna seem really weird. Lightning Bolt. Yeah, keep that on top. Again, I want land for Axonil. Pillar of Flame. Keep it on top. Daunter's Incinerator for 1 mana. That was a 1 mana 6/6 with Trample that's going to reflect damage onto creatures. Non-combat damage. Hey, do you want to trade? Why bolt the frog? Look at how cute it is. When we can bolt face, and bolting the face causes the frog to die. See, we're thinking big here. This is my favorite file format right here, PDF. That's not true at all. I don't like PDFs. They're so messy. Man, I do love frogs, though. So they have 4 mana. Using 2 for the Young Pyromancer. If they leave 2 up, they can give this Death Touch, but instead it's a Servo Exhibition! They're ding-dang wide! Jetmir can come out next turn. I'm just going to swing in with the Incinerator, because it's a 6/6. Bring him down to 12. And I do really want some burn off the top. Or a land for burn down the house, because then burn down the house does the cheeky little thing of the devils do the ping, and if these all have double strike, then they die in first strike damage, and then we can deal 4 to face, and then that deals more back. You know, it's gonna get weird. It's gonna get weird. Mephith and Fuvia of them. I think we should kill either Torrens or the frog here. And our opponent agrees that we should kill it, because then we win the game. Good game, Jetmir. Radagast, the Brown. Big and green and rampy and fun! Radagast gets you card advantage by having lots of different creature types enter the battlefield. Would my opponents please stop having turn 1 Elvish Mystics? Or Llanowar Elves? Or Delighted Halflings? It's just so many of you. Hello there. Oh. They kissed. Look at that. They took care of it for me. Well, that makes my life easier. We got our Flame Breather out. Although with Hamburgers. Flame Breather, when we cast a non-creature spell, is going to ping for 1, and Burgie, when we cast any spell, is going to float 1 red mana. Alright, Radagast, do you have any non-avatar wizards in the top 4 cards of your library? You do! It's Llanowar Elf! I'm not actually doing anything with that extra mana. Pass the turn. I could attack in here. I don't really feel it's necessary. If I lose by, like, 1 damage, you know who to blame. This guy. Ooh, Ovenwald Hydra! Gets them a land, puts it into play. And I believe it also just gets bigger with the number of lands. Nice. Found Nykthos for even more crazy mana acceleration. And do you have anything? 6 cards deep that's not a Hydra or an Avatar or a Wizard. They do! It's Vorinclex! Boop. Boop. They played a land, right? I feel like I just want to save this. I could technically, like, ping for 1 here. That feels 4 damage to face. Perfect. You and all that mana. All that beautiful mana. By the way, I do think that our opponent was trying to take out Ragavan without running the risk of me just having removal and swinging in freely. Ragavan's a really good card. It's ramp, it's card advantage. It's damage. Ooh. Naming green. Time for Vorinclex to get a couple forests. Using some of that green to convert into Castle Garenbrig. Cavalier of Thorns can get another land if there's one in the top 5 cards at our library. I'm just going to activate the Roiling Vortex now so I don't have to think about it. You're not gaining any life, right? Good. Good. They get an old Gnawbones off the top of their deck. And they have a basic Snow Forest coming in with a Cityscape Leveler in the graveyard. 5 mana still available. That's enough for Vorinclex. These big green reachy things. Oh, hi, Selvala. Looking for a non-elf scout, elemental knight, elf, druid, hydra, or avatar wizard. Oh, they found a halfling! Oh, the sweet little baby! Same thing as before. Do you have any of those things except it's also not this? The slime. Gross. I would very much like a cheap burn spell off the top. Yes, I would. We get pinged. Oh, that actually works. Arcane Signet. This is a great example of I'm not dead yet. But neither are they. They're gonna go to 4. And I guess I can just activate my Roiling Vortex. As they, let's say, cast a very, 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 very large number of things. Ooh, they might actually just be able to kill me off of Nissa, since they could give -6, or give +6/+6, and a bit of trample. Best game. Another close match against a big green dude. GG Radagast. Davriel, Soul Broker. Davriel generates value by getting offers and conditions. Oftentimes getting kind of chaotic and nasty by doing things like discounting all your cards, and also making it so you gain life or your opponent loses life off of all sorts of little triggers. All right, Davriel. Dapper Davriel, the discard dude. What offers and conditions will you have? This is a mono black deck, so we have to expect a lot of removal, like a lot of removal. And thankfully, we have some removal for them. This can hit planeswalkers. This can hit creatures. This is just my friend. This is dead already. Aww. They killed my Thermo Alchemist. Oh, man. Necropotence. Okay. Life is a resource. But card draw is illegal. We're going to play Chandra Dressed to Kill because she does, in a way, ramp.
Don't think a fancy dress means I didn't come here to fight.
And I feel like I'm not going to get very much out of this Abrade. So I'm going to drop it to try to draw another land. Got a land. Having a land there is nice because it means that we can play Ashenil and burn. Chandra gets us 1 more mana as well. Also, I can order it, so Ashenil sees Chandra's 1 damage. Okay, well, if she was alive, she's not. She's hecka dead. But they're still paying life. Is this actual card draw? It is not. It is put into hand. I'm gonna bring out Soltham. Since right now doubling is about the same. Gives them something that they might want to remove. Hitting us with the throat gophers before I can make her indestructible. Sultan's now in the graveyard. Yes, if a card does not say draw, it says put into hand, then it puts into hand. Means Shuldred doesn't see it, and a whole bunch of other cards don't see it either. Buffs my next creature spell. Don't want to buff Young Peasy or Ashenil. It's a lot better if I'm buffing Ashenil. Young Pyromancer. I'm just trying to get some damage in here. That way, if I get a land next turn... Ooh, Ashenil into Firebrand. That sounds so good. Very lethal. Blood on the snow. Our creatures are dead! But they're still paying life. Necropotence against a burn deck. Again, risky, frisky. I was really hoping for a land. I feel like if I play Ashenil, it just dies. I'm going to turn my little Goblini into a legendary ring bearer. Also bring my opponent down to 6 life. Now, Davriel, are you plussing or minusing? Ooh, okay. Using the fabled but very rarely seen -3 ability here. We're gonna drop that Sword of Forge and Frontier. That's a land. Bring them to 1. Lightning Bolt on top. Lightning Bolt on top. That dealt 5 damage because Ojer Axonil has 1 extra power.
Let's make a smart decision, shall we?
We also have the Ramunop Ruins, in case the top of our deck gets milled. Oh no!
No more favors from me.
I'll just have my commander return as a super beefy land. Hey, Shaldred! Check this out. Die. The first sliver! But is it the first sliver or is it the first and only sliver? The first sliver has Cascade and gives your other slivers Cascade. Though very often these decks don't actually have any other slivers because they are only 5-color good stuff. Aww. Doesn't matter, time to deal damage. One to me, one to you. Life gain is now illegal. And I'm impatient, so I'm just going to do this now. If a creature enters the battlefield under their control, Ferocious Daniel's gonna deal a damage. Ferocious Daniel has been exiled. So rude. Also, Gunnar, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for supporting the channel. Bringing out Axonil, doing the ping thing, but this time 1 equals 4. They're down to 17, and we are still at 25 because we gained 3 off Swords to Plowshares. They've got 5 whole mana. Time wipe. Will I move my commander to the command zone? No, I'm going to let it be a land. And the reason for that is I have this card in my hand. Her name is Chandra, and she's really strong. That gave me 6, and I'll take the 6. In order to flip this back, I'm going to need to deal a lot of non-combat damage, and then still have 3 mana plus this available. Alright, they cascade into Sheldred the Apocalypse. Fire of Instincts. Killing Sheldred. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Killing the first sliver. Oh, did a cleanup crew. Is it slivers? Yes or no? I'm gonna go with no, it wasn't slivers. They have 6 lands now, so the World Tree is giving them all the colors. They didn't shock that in, so I guess they don't have enough mana to recast the first sliver. Is it going to be another board wipe? Maybe a Planeswalker? So you don't want to hang out with me and my 2 gal pals? My 2 babes? If it's a casualties of war, they gotta decide what they want to kill. It's sliver adjacent. As I said, it's the first and only sliver. Hi. What you waiting on? Come on. If you're gonna play a value pile, at least finish the game. Or we'll fast forward until they take an action. Oh, it's my turn! Oh, they're manually holding priority. That's what this means. What jerks. Alright, back to the rope game. I get to take another game action! Oh, how fun! Alright, we're back in it. We exile the top card of my library. It is a mountain, so we deal some damage to their face. We +2. Deal some damage to their face. One's short of flipping you back over, so we'll just go ahead and do this. I can use the Ramanop Ruins, but I don't have 3 additional mana after to flip this back over. And back to waiting. I got a fortune cookie. See what it says. It says, be careful. Bees have honey in their mouths and stings on their tails. Bro, what? Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. I hope you liked watching us burn our opponents to little crispy bits with Ojer Axonil. I think this is a very cool commander, and I do think that the more like combo kill on 1 turn version of this deck is pretty cool too, if that's more your style. But I'm a big fan of generally good red stuff that is pinging over time, doing a little bit of damage, being accelerated by the cards in our deck. If you want to get the deck for yourself, it is in the description of the video. There's a link to it. And if you want to come say hi to me over on my Twitch channel, come over to twitch.tv/Amazonian, where I stream almost every single day. I hope to see you there, because that's where we're taking some suggestions for new commanders. If you want to make a suggestion here on YouTube, though, you can actually just put it in the comments section below. Just be like, hey, Amy, I want to see Abuelo, because I love my grandpa very much, and I want to see you play Grandpa Time. We're gonna build Grandpa Time, don't you worry. Thank you so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.